How's it going, 6th hour biology class? You ever heard of global warming? You pump out the CO2, the CO2 pumps back. And that's not necessarily a good thing, because it leads to higher average temperatures globally, which then leads to droughts, famines, and a whole bunch of bad stuff. But recently, scientists have discovered that climate change is having another consequence. Super fungus. Fungus that can be hot. Candida auris is a fungus that usually preys on lesser beings, people with compromised immune systems. But recently, there have been cases popping up all around the globe in healthy people without compromised immune systems. Now, this obviously isn't something that we want to happen, but to figure out how to stop it, we have to figure out why it's happening. And at first, they had no idea. But then, the scientists started to look closer, comparing the DNA between the people who got the fungus to the fungus's own DNA. Even looking at their internet search history, and they came up with one conclusive link. Everybody who contracted the fungus was in the subreddit r/unpopular opinion, a breeding ground for everything bad on this earth. I got you. That was a joke. They had no idea why the people were getting sick. Don't you love being hot? And I mean like, woo-wee, capital, like, H, capital H hot. The human body is 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. We use up a lot of our energy just maintaining this balance, homeostasis, if you will. One of the main purposes of having this temperature is to ward off potentially harmful funguses. That's one of the reasons that you see the reptiles sitting out in the sun. They're cold-blooded, which means they can't regulate their own body temperatures, so they have to rely on the sun to kill off the fungi for them. And now, we're going to talk a little bit about evolution. Fun fact, the Earth was not created 6,000 years ago. It's over 4 billion years old. That's a B. And life has been around most of that time too. As organisms have babies, there's a chance that something will go wrong and then you'll end up with a mutant baby. But if that mutation is good and helps the mutant baby survive, then it'll pass down those genes to its kids. And over billions of years and millions upon millions of mutant babies, species evolve. We're all the products of millions of little mutant babies. How's that for a motivational quote? You might be a little confused though. Henry, what does all this talk of mutant babies have to do with fungi and global warming? Well, fungi have kids much more frequently than humans do, so there's a much higher chance of developing those mutant babies. And thanks to global warming, you might have 2 weeks straight of 90-degree weather. Now, that 90-degree weather is too hot for the fungi, so they're all dying. But while they're dying, they're making baby. And well, maybe just maybe, one of those babies will be a mutant baby. And it'll be able to survive 1 degree hotter temperatures, so it can survive the 90-degree weather. Since all the other fungus are dead, this one can spread its little kids around. But now, you have 2 weeks straight of 91-degree weather, and this new special fungus will die. But again, fungus is having kids, and maybe one of those kids will be a mutant baby. And then that mutant baby can survive in 92-degree weather. This cycle goes on and on and on until the fungus can survive in our body. Our fungus, Candida auris, has crossed that seemingly insignificant threshold at 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit, and it can survive in our body. Thankfully, the Candida auris isn't very harmful. But who knows how many hundreds or maybe even thousands of species of fungi there are that are much more deadly, who haven't crossed that tiny barrier at 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit and are just waiting for their chance. Now, this is obvious. Now.